What is going on, you guys? My name is Daniel and welcome back to Money Recall. Today we're going to be going over 3 institutions that you can bank on losing money when you go and do business with them. So these 3 businesses are pretty straightforward. They are payday loans, rent-to-owns, and new car dealerships. So payday loans are exactly what they sound like. They are a loan that you take out for a short-term period of time and pay back once your payday comes. So 3 out of 5 customers will pay more in interest than they do in the actual principal of paying back the loan. The U.S. average for interest rates on these payday loans is about just below 200% and almost up to 600%. And when compared to an average credit card, 400% interest versus around 17 to 24% interest. And a decent car loan with decent credit, you can get a APR as low as 3%. So contrast that with 400% and you can figure out why these are so bad for you and just an absolute waste of money. Don't use them. These institutions are established in low income areas because anyone who has any knowledge of money and has a handle on it is never going to pay this outrageous cost for short-term cash. Not even in an absolute emergency would people that understand money ever go to one of these establishments. And how to avoid ever having to go to one of these establishments or take out credit in any fashion like this. Make sure that you have an emergency fund. $1,000 is the bare minimum you should be having for an emergency fund, and up to the optimal range of 6 months of expenses, living expenses. This will really help you keep out of debt when you go into a actual emergency situation where you do need money. You can go into your emergency fund. The key thing with the emergency funds is make sure it's an actual emergency. All right, next up on the list is rent-to-own. Most common rent-to-own items are couches, dishwashers, laundry machines, fridges, and beds. These establishments get you in the door with the promise of a low monthly payment so that you can actually afford the product to be delivered to your house. In the end, you'll end up paying significantly more than the actual product costs to just buy it outright. So a simple and very straightforward and obvious way to avoid this trap is to actually save up money and pay cash for the product. If you have to go down to the laundromat for a longer period of time, do so. It's worth it. It will save you money in the long run. Third establishment that you're guaranteed to lose money when you go and shop at is a new car dealership. I always talk about how new cars are the worst thing for your finances. And cars in general are just a money pit to begin with, so you really need to be careful no matter what you do with vehicles. But specifically new cars are terrible for your finances. The average depreciation on a new vehicle is about 15%, so imagine rolling down your window once a week while you're going down the highway and throwing out $100. That's about what it's like. That's imagine what you could do just saving that or putting it towards something that you prefer to be doing other than driving yourself to work, which is probably what most of you are using your vehicle for anyway. How to avoid this? Buy a used car that you can afford. Preferably paying cash for this car is best, but just a used car and not a late model car. Just something that will get you from point A to point B until you have enough money to buy a newer vehicle with cash. So then you don't have to pay any interest and you don't have to pay higher rates for your insurance. So these are the 3 establishments that you should absolutely stay away from. If you found this video useful, throw a like and subscribe, and don't forget to pass this along. As always, this is Money Recall, and have a great day.